Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
Well, we promise you we're going to give them to you anyway.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Nate. Let's pull the pin already.
Let's do it. All right, welcome back, Nate.
Glad to be here.
Yeah,
How was your
hope you had a
Father's Day
good weekend. Yeah,
Good.
good Father's Day weekend, right? Good to be a father one day a year. I guess moms get it too, so whatever.
True.
But if you're gay, you get a whole damn month.
If you're a veteran, you get one day.
You get a day. If you're a dead veteran,
You get
one day.
day.
Yeah. But if you're gay, you get a whole damn month. Woohoo! We get to have parades and show our junk in front of kids.
If you're a gay veteran, you get a month and a day.
Ooh, didn't think about that. Well, what if you're a gay veteran mother?
You get a month and 2 days.
Yeah, woo! Anyways, let's talk about headlines because that's what we're here for. We are not talking about that.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, right. But anyways, thanks for tuning in again, all you loyal subscribers. Got to give our shout outs to Johnny and Christine, as expected. Hope everything's going good with you guys, and we appreciate you. So what we do here for you new folks, not just talk about gay holidays, we talk about headlines. We talk about our perspective, whether we read the articles or not. Usually the headlines are deceiving anyway, and you can probably tell who wrote them just by how they're written. But we're going to break it down for you, tell you how to feel and think, and why is it important, Nate, that we do this?
Hey, we're average veterans. We've been around the world and we know everything.
Yeah, so you got to, you could trust us. Trust me. Trust me, you could trust us. Yeah.
You know what the government said?
Works. Yeah.
Trust us with the government. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So at the end of the day, that's what we're going to talk about.
Headline. Trust me. I'm going to put up a headline. See?
And the first headline is, after easing veteran access to guns, House Republicans vote to tie VA's hands further in new spending bill.
Well, that's a lot in one headline. One, how do they ease veterans' access to guns?
Well, so this one I had to read the article because this is what I've been saying for all you veterans out there who are falsely claiming PTSD because you want to get paid and all that stuff. This is what I've been trying to tell people for the longest time. If the left gets control of this country, they're going after your guns regardless. So who's the biggest threat to the left is the right-wing military people who are pro-Second Amendment, right? So what would be the easiest way to take your guns away if you're a veteran? Well, you're incapable of holding one. Why? Because you got PTSD. I've been telling people this for years. Oh, they won't do that. No, they're going to do that. And this is, to me, I did sort of read the article. I still really didn't understand what was really happening in this. But that's what it sounded like. It sounded like they originally passed a bill to keep veterans from being put on an FBI list. You know how like the Brady Law was? Like if people, you think of people are a danger to themselves. That's what's all in this article is about danger to yourself. This article's written danger to yourself. Like that's what it's all about. So how easy is it to connect a veteran with PTSD being danger to themselves and owning a gun? I'm sorry, guys, but if you really have PTSD, you could be a danger to yourself. I'm sorry. If you're faking it.
If you don't have PTSD, you can be a danger to yourself.
So, well, right. Anyone could. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to eliminate the suicides and the homicides and all that. So they're going after low-hanging fruit, which to me, I'm not going to disagree with. You know what I mean? If your neighbor's suicidal because he's smoking crack all the time, or if your neighbor's homicidal, because he's just a career criminal. Yeah, that's kind of something you want to address, right? Because you don't want to be a victim the next day just because he has a whim and he's mad at the world or because he sees shadows and whatever. That's the purpose of this stuff, right? To keep weapons out of the hands of crazy people who may use them and harm other people. Like that's the purpose. That's why felons don't get to carry weapons. You know what I mean? So I understand the concept. I'm not a total libertarian, everybody should carry for any reason, although I could be swayed that way because as long as you're authorized to defend yourself and, Newton's law or whatever that, not Newton, whose other law? Whatever, the dumb people will get rid of themselves anyway because eventually these crazy people are going to put themselves out there, and if they got a gun in their hand, guess what? Somebody's going to defend themselves and they'd probably get eliminated.
Darwin's law.
Darwin, there you go. Thank you. So, yeah. So at some point, maybe I could be swayed to, guns. Anybody has a gun, regardless of anything. But in the end, what we're talking about here is the VA
You see, they
vet.
have those. I just they have these country. I forget what country they are. Their military, off duty, on duty, they always have their weapons on them because they don't know when something could happen, and their crime
Sure,
is very low.
sure. And I mean, that's what's been proven even back in the days. I mean, you just look at the Wild West, I mean, there's stories of it, but most of the time, people were respectful and they fought in public and, willingly, two combatants.
Yeah.
They weren't walking around snuffing people out because they didn't like them. They had honor, they had respect. So I guess that's probably what changed. It's like I said in the previous episode, it's not about the guns anyway, it's about the people. The people have changed. The mentality of people has changed. People think they're entitled, people think they're right all the time, and they settle agreements by eliminating people.
So, what did the Republicans do to tie the VA hands farther?
Well, that part I couldn't quite understand, but I think
Imagine
it
that.
well, the
there's a good.
article, like I said,
There's a good bill.
well, that's I said the article about the bill. I don't know. I couldn't read the bill, obviously, and I really wasn't going to read the bill because in the gist of it, it doesn't matter to me. The point being is just by this headline alone, I'm telling you, it's coming. And even if the Republicans are supporting it or doing it, I think what they did is they allowed the list to go back on for suicide, or something like that. I don't know what it was, but I really couldn't understand it. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But the point I'm
Probably.
getting at is it's coming. It's here. This is proof that I'm right because it's all about me being right. Isn't that this whole show's about me being right? Um, but no, this is what I'm talking about. This is the danger of what I'm saying. And you guys, all you guys out there faking your PTSD, I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm just saying if you're faking your PTSD and you're a gun loving, you know, uh, good luck. Good luck. And if they take your guns, I'm not mad at them because you've seen this coming and you're number one defrauding the system and keeping the money out of the hands of the veterans who need it. But yeah, good luck. Anyways, we can move on.
Move on.
Pissed off probably a bunch of veterans because 80% of PTSD claims are probably fake. All right, Alito Roberts secretly recorded a historical society dinner. These are um,
I don't know, so tell me.
Supreme Court members,
Oh,
the ones that are going to probably vote for presidential immunity, which is going to make all the Democratic tactics and cases all go away. So they're targeting them. They're trying to find something. They want them to step down. It's basically what's been going on with this tyrannical government anyway. They don't have a crime, so they're trying to find a crime because they don't like the people. I mean, that's what's been going on. And I don't know if you see it in your life. I don't know if you see it with the Trump haters and all this stuff. It just, I just can't, I can't with people. I just can't anymore. Because if this was happening in your life, dude, like if this was literally happening in your life, let's say, I don't know, a school teacher was doing things and giving all the other kids, good grades, and then just picking on your kid and giving her failing grades, even though she's meeting the standard or whatever, you'd be pissed off, wouldn't you?
hmm.
Yeah, you'd be pissed off, and it'd be clear as day because you can look and say, okay, look, she did all this right. So why are people not mad at Biden? Why, or the administration? Not even Biden, because that's what they're doing. They're picking and choosing who they want to go after. It's just the fact that you don't like the other people, the ones they're going after, and you're okay with that.
No, I think it's if another party gets voted in, I think it's going to get. They're going to do the same thing to the opposite party,
Well, and that's the
and
conundrum,
that's
right?
and that's going to become a problem.
Right, that's the conundrum, and that's why Republicans and Republican parties failed for so long because they keep trying to hold the moral standard. But the moral standard is just what getting them hurt. Oh, we're not going to get back at you. We're just going to do this because we're the upper. We take the upper, the upper high road, whatever, and we take the moral. But no, these people need to learn that what they're doing is wrong, and the only way they learn it is when they suffer the same consequences. That's what happened when they killed the filibuster on whatever, getting judges in or something like that. Remember the Democrats? Oh, we need to do away with the filibuster because the Republicans were getting in the way of their agenda. So they did away with it, and then the Republicans burnt them the next time it happened. But they did it legally, so they still held the moral high ground. But like for example, like I said, so if Trump goes back and goes after these people, like we talked about the FBI, he can go after them because they broke the law.
Well,
Oh, look at this. What do you know? Next headline. Trump vows of revenge against his opponents gained volume.
there you go.
Now I don't know. Did
It
you
should
hear
be.
him say
I don't know.
this?
Oh, I don't. No, I don't watch the crap, so no, I didn't hear him say anything. But
Because
that's the problem. Revenge. You're not going to get. You don't shouldn't get revenge, but you need
right,
to uphold the standard in the laws.
right, and that's why I said maybe you can avenge Trump by taking down the people who wronged him illegally. You can avenge him, but revenge, yeah, I think they're trying to hype that. Even if he'd said that, I'm sure it's not in the manner that they're talking about. Like he's just going to arbitrarily pick all the people he don't like like AOC. What did she do? Why is she scared? She's going to go to jail. What'd she do? You know what I mean? If you want to put people in jail for creating this problem, you got a whole long list of media people and
Yeah, yeah.
celebrities, and there's a whole long
Athletes.
list. But they're going to get away with it because they got the right to say the dumbest things they want to say. You know what I mean? And people are allowed to say dumb things. It's the people like those people in the three-letter agencies that literally broke their oath to do something illegal. They need to be prosecuted because by not prosecuting them doesn't help the country. It lets them continue to do what they're doing. So yes, and if and let's be real. If Trump really broke these laws, and he should be accountable to them.
Right.
But now, if Trump broke these laws, like the same laws that Bill Clinton broke, like when he had oral sex with some lady in the Oval Office, when he paid, 100 was 180,000 or 800,000 to somebody to keep an assault charge quiet. Like he did the same things but worse that they're accusing Trump of doing. Like when Hillary Clinton paid for a dossier out of campaign funds and wrote it in as something else, like what she did that they're accusing Trump of doing. Like, and the list goes on. I mean, even Biden, the classified
Tho-
documents.
That's all different circumstances, though.
Of course, it's different because Trump's the bad guy. That's my point. These people are not just hypocrites, and they are the problem. You can get mad at me, but if you call me out on a standard, call me out on it. If you say, hey, that's not fair, you're holding him to a different standard than the other guy. Okay, call me on that. You know what I mean? I like to be challenged on that because I do believe I have integrity and I do want to hold one standard. You know what I mean? And I call myself a hypocrite all the time when I call people stupid because I'm probably stupid too. You know what I mean? So I'm not doing it. That's more for effect than it is for, the sake of my integrity. But at the end of the day, we don't have a standard if we don't apply it equally. It's not a standard.
Yeah.
It's not a law if we don't apply it equally. And I told you that's where I'm sort of after this Trump trial. That was one good thing that came up, and I think I brought up last time. I'm starting to see how the justice system could be wronged toward people of color. I don't think it's set up to be that way because if you commit a crime, you commit a crime, period. But I see now how the jury could find more guilty verdicts of people of color that they're not comfortable with or they have a bias against. I'm not going to say racism because that's not always the answer, but I see how that could happen. But if your jury is selected of your peers and it is a mix of people, it's not just a white jury who all happen to have white hoods at home, then you are getting a trial of your peers, and people of your peers are good people too. There's not like just because you're a person of color, you're committing all the crimes. No, there's a lot of good people in your race, my race, that can still be good jurors. So, but at the end of the day, watching this Trump jury of New Yorkers who all hate him, and you'd say, well, why didn't the other defense pick better jurors? Well, if you're a whole pool of jurors, it all hates Trump, and you only get so many people to disqualify, you're stuck anyway.
So you're making assumptions about the jurors. You don't know any of them.
No, I don't. But that's what I'm saying, though. But if they are, that's why I said if they are, if you live in New York, I mean, what are your odds? Trump. I mean, how like Trump liked in New York? Apparently, he's liked a lot more than we think. Um, but most of those people probably aren't showing up for jury duty. They like Trump. So, anyways, I don't know where this went, but people need to be locked up. You commit the crime, you need to be locked up, and not petty crimes. Don't go after stupid little petty stuff that most Americans probably commit. So you need to hold people accountable for their crimes. I'm talking about the big crimes, the big criminals. The guys that want to leave the country because they know they did big crimes. So yeah, in the end of the day, and especially politicians, I got no problem locking up politicians who commit crimes. But
We can invite
Anyway,
judges. There's judges.
yeah, this was hilarious. GOP rep sends corrupt Judge Merchan invitation to Trump's potential inauguration.
Was
What a
Merchan the judge of the New York trial?
Yep. He's the one, he's the one that really, so you even take the jury out of it because he's the one that wouldn't allow defenses in. He wouldn't allow all kinds of stuff. He wouldn't recuse himself. His daughter's making money off this trial. Like he's the crooked, corrupt judge. And that's what I'm saying. Like this guy has to have neighbors. So he must live with a bunch of liberals because I'm telling you, if this dude was my neighbor, not that I would do anything illegal, but I would have signs in my yard pointing to his house. I mean, I would make sure everybody knew the scumbag this guy was to our country and our freedoms. What
Like,
do they say? The threat to democracy. He's the one who instructed the jury. Oh, you don't need to find a specific crime that he's guilty of, as long as he's guilty of any crime. Like
you,
unprecedented stuff, dude.
you think this guy was authorized to send an invitation to a presidential inauguration? Like how
I don't know.
many, how many invitations do you get as a GOP representative?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't think he's even authorized anyway. I don't think it matters. I think we should all send this guy an invitation. We should send him
Uh,
invitations to everything we do. Hey, I'm going grocery shopping today. I'd like your presents. It'd be awesome. Maybe you could convince the teller to give me it for free because nothing on these prices seem valid, reasonable. You know what I mean? So, yeah,
yeah,
he's a dirtbag, dude. And these are the people, like, if you're making lists, not that I would, but these are the people who need to be on your list because these are the people who are a threat to your democracy, not the President Trump and all that. Because at the end of the day, dude, he's American first. Like, how is MAGA? How is Make America Great Again? How is that itself? Like, unless you're saying it's a sheep in wolf's clothing, how is that a threat to democracy? The man is being prosecuted. Everything they're accusing Trump of doing, this administration is doing to Trump alone, not only us, but and then they're saying he's a threat to democracy. Like he's literally running for president and leading, and you're trying to put him in jail because he's a threat to democracy. Go ahead and say that to yourself like 3 times over, and then try to tell me that you got a good argument. This is why I call people stupid. I hate being the insulting type, but I mean, think about what you're just saying here. Like, if you don't think the man is good for the country, because think about this reasoning. They have to assume that half this country is full of Nazis and evil people.
right.
Because if these people believe in this man, they're either being fooled or they're evil. So they have to believe that half of this country is evil. Because otherwise, they'd let the man just do his thing. It's like the Libertarian Party. They know that no one from the Libertarian Party is ever going to win because the country don't believe it. But do they prosecute those? Well, they do cheat on them because Clinton did it to Bernie Sanders last election or in 2016. So they do prosecute them or, cheat on them. But you know what I'm saying? So they have to believe if Trump is that bad, just let the man run. Because if he's that bad, people are not going to vote for him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Let the people decide who they want to be president. And see, that's why I don't understand how you even vote for how they're not even running on policy, dude. They're running on bad man, stay away, threat to democracy. Oh, we're all going to jail. That is their platform. How do you convince people? You're scaring people. It's called gaslighting. You know what I'm saying? When you had to go to combat, dude, they didn't say, well, if you stay here, you're going to die. No, they said, take that hill because we need that. They convinced you that the mission was important. They didn't threaten you and say, oh, you're going to die if you stay in this foxhole. No, because you would have just, I'm out of here, dude. I ain't risking my life for crap. But that's what's happening. And we've really got people who are calling us the bad guys falling for this crap. I don't know, dude. You could tell I'm just getting so fed up with it. And it's
We
not
can
even the politics,
we
dude.
can just send this episode then, Jim. I don't want you to get any more fired up.
Yeah, I know. It might ruin my day. It might, because, I'm all about pissing people off because I'm going to tell you what, there's a lot of people out there who have no standards. It's their own standard. I'm doing it here, man. I'm telling you. I'm pissing a lot of people off because they have no standard. I'm not going to get into details, but there are just unqualified people who, how do you create a problem and then tell the person that has the problem, oh, I'm sorry, we can't fix it. You have to go ask so-and-so. No, you dumbass, you go ask somebody. You made the problem. You go fix it. Why are you telling me to go fix it? You know what I mean? Like, how do you do that? Where are the standards? If you owned a business, dude, and you screwed somebody's order up, do you tell them, "Oh no, well we don't really make the bread, so you're gonna have to go ask the bread company"? Like, what are you talking about? You go to the bread company, say, "We screwed up. We're gonna need another loaf. Send it here immediately. I need to fix this problem." But you know how many people I'm encountering? And these are grown ass adults. All right, yeah, I do need to go. All right. Thanks for showing up, Nate. Thanks for tuning in, all of you. Thanks for your like, share, subscribe. I hope you're at least entertained. And thank you for allowing me to vent, because that's really all this show is about. But until then, Godspeed.
And pull the pin already. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.